need constant flow of income in your life right now, then dividend stocks are going to be your best friends. But there are so many questions around dividend investing, starting with what are dividends? How does it actually work? Why buy a dividend paying company when you can buy high growth company like Tesla? What are some of the best dividend investing strategies out there? Well, hold that thought, because in this video, I've challenged myself to answer 10 most frequently asked questions about dividends, all under 10 minutes. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time seeing me, my name is Sajuti. During the day, I am a full-time analyst at an asset management company here in London. And by the evening, I run my passion project, which is all about investing, personal finances, and understanding the financial market. If you want to grow your money through investing while also trying to figure out what's going on in the world of finance, then do consider subscribing, as I upload videos every week with only well-researched contents that I have knowledge and experience in. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting with, what are dividends? Dividends are extra bit of money that the company chooses to pay you, the shareholder, for buying their shares and for believing in them and investing in them. Every year when a company makes a profit, we call earnings, they can choose to pay out a certain portion of that earnings to all their shareholders, called the dividend payout ratio. Say in this example here, the company chooses to have a 25% payout ratio out of all their earnings. So this pie here. So out of all the profit that they've made, they will pay out 25% of all of it to all of you guys, those of you that have bought a share in that company. Dividend yield is a financial ratio number. It is calculated as dividing the dividend per share of the company by their share price. So, for example, if a company has a dividend yield of 5%, it means that on average, you can expect to get 5% return on your investment through income. So if you invest £1,000 in a dividend paying stock with a yield of 5%, you can expect to get £50 as dividend income over that 1 year period. So how often can you expect to get dividend payments? Well, that of course depends on the company you're investing in. Some can pay monthly, some quarterly, some twice a year, and some once a year. The most popular frequency of dividend payment is actually quarterly. For example, BP pays their dividends quarterly and their year end is in December. So if you invest in BP, then you can expect to get dividend payment during March, June, September, and finally in December. When it comes to getting paid on dividends, there are two dates that you must be aware of. One is the ex-dividend date and the other is the dividend pay date. When a dividend is initially declared by a company, which is called the dividend declared date, as long as you hold that stock up until the ex-dividend date, then you will be getting the dividend payment on the pay date. Let's take BP as an example. BP declared their Q3 dividends on 27th of October. So, as long as you already hold BP stock up until 5th of November, which is their ex-dividend date, then you will be getting paid by BP some dividends on their pay date, which is 18th of December for BP. So whichever dividend stock that you do invest in, make sure that you are aware of the dates of that company so that you are qualified for their dividends. How dividend payments actually work and what number is it paid on? Every year, board of directors of a company will decide on how much of their earnings they're willing to pay out as dividends to their shareholder. This is the DPS number, dividend per share. Let's take an example. So the DPS number, as we've talked about before, is the dividend per share, which is decided by the board of directors of a company. And if we take AT&T stock as an example, they have DPS of 0.52, so 52 cents per share, and they pay out that dividend on a quarterly basis. So for example, say you hold 100 share of AT&T and you multiply that by 4 because they're paid out on a quarterly basis, and you multiply that by 0.52 because that is the DPS, you get total number of $208. That is the total amount of dividend that you are gonna get paid by AT&T for holding 100 shares of that company. Taxes, yes, you have to pay taxes on your dividends because they are essentially a source of income. However, the first £2,000 dividend income that you make over one financial year are tax-free. And if you hold the dividend stocks and funds within your ISA account, which is of course applicable to the UK residents, then it's also tax-free as well. But yes, generally you have to pay tax on dividends based on your personal tax bracket. So are dividend paying companies better than non-dividend paying growth companies? Well, it really depends on how you see it. Dividend paying companies tend to be a little bit more stable in their share price compared to non-dividend paying companies, because only companies that are well established and bit mature tend to pay a high level of dividend. Because think about it, a dividend is paid out of a company's earnings. So a company won't be paying out any of their profit back to you, the shareholder, if they were not comfortable with running the business without needing that extra bit of money from their earnings. Compared to them, a high growth companies, some of them don't pay out a lot of dividend. I mean, some don't pay out anything at all, because they would much rather hold on to their profit and reinvest that money back into the business so that they can grow faster, which is usually reflected on their share price. So dividend paying companies are great for income and stability, while growth companies are best if you want to grow your total capital into the future. But of course, it comes with a little bit high level of risk. So are high-yielding dividend companies riskier? Think of dividend yield number as a return on your investment in form of income. So just like with any other businesses out there, if the expected return is high, then so is the expected amount of risk that comes with that investment. A high-yielding company highlights that their DPS, so the dividend per share, is bit too high compared to their share price, which means that ultimately the company may not be able to sustain their amount of dividend. And if you're investing in a dividend yielding company because you want a constant flow of income every quarter, for example, then that is a risk that you have to be aware of. Dividend investing strategies could be thought of in two main ways. One is when you're investing because you want to get a high level of income. The other is when you're investing because you want to grow your income. People who need a constant flow of income coming into their bank account on a quarterly or an annual basis, then the income investing strategies is the one for you. However, if you don't need a lot of high level of income right now and you're willing to wait for a couple of years, then the dividend growth strategy is the best option. Investing in companies that grows their dividend, you are not only getting some sort of income in your portfolio, you're also benefiting from some of the growth characteristics that comes with investing in growth stocks. So how to pick the best dividend paying stocks? Here are 3 measures I'm going to talk about that you must observe before you go ahead to invest in a dividend paying company. Firstly, are you investing because you need a certain level of income from your investment? If that's the case, then observe the dividend yield number of that stock. Does it match your required level of income? At least compare it to the overall market. So if you're investing in a UK dividend company, then observe the level of dividend yield the company offers versus FTSE All Share. This will give you a good amount of idea as to whether the company is paying a decent amount of dividend yield. Next, observe the growth in their dividend payments. Is the company growing their dividend every year? In my last week's video, I covered Unilever, and we found that Unilever grew their dividend by about 10% over last 3 years, which is a pretty good number. You can download historical level of dividends of any company by visiting their website and looking through investor relations segment of their website. So if you want to invest in a company because you want to grow your income, then at least try to find a company that matches, if not goes above the overall market. such as FTSE All Share. And last but not the least, which is very important, which is the dividend cover ratio. Dividend cover is essentially 1 over dividend payout ratio. So how much the company is paying out of their earnings as dividends to all their shareholders. A number of 1 means the company is able to pay out all of their promised amount of dividend using all of their earnings. So you want to invest in a company that's got a number of at least 1, if not more. A number of 2 means the company is able to twice cover its dividend using their earnings. So higher the number, the better it is. So make sure you look at dividend yield, dividend growth, and dividend cover before you go ahead and invest in a dividend stock. I think I covered all 10 questions under 10 minutes. Well, I hope I did. I'll find out when I go to edit the videos. But if you feel that I haven't actually answered one of the most frequently asked questions about dividends, then please comment it below and I'll pick it up. Or if you can think of anything interesting that I should cover for my next videos, then please also comment it below and I'll make a video on it. And before you leave, please do give me a nice thumbs up, and I'm gonna go now, have some lunch. So until next time, look after yourself and your